Welcome to class. My name is Bry'Anne, and today's yoga sequence is a second in our journey through the chakra series. Chakras are energetic centers that are located along the length of our spine. And the aspirants practiced this energetic system called yoga so that they could free that flow of energy and allow it to travel vertically uninterrupted so that they could realize their unity with everything around them. These philosophies were predicated upon this idea that we are in this dual existence where we are separated, so that we had the opportunity to realize our non-dual nature. So this ultimate truth that we are all part of the same system, the same consciousness, the same reality. The svadhisthana, or sacral chakra, is situated above the muladhara, which is affiliated with our survival, with our safety, and with our basic needs. I like to think of this as akin to Maslow's hierarchical triangle of needs. That's something that I'm sure you have seen in a basic nutrition or Psych 101 class before. Once we have those basic needs met that keep our body alive, that help to sustain us, we have more energy to expand elsewhere. This is what allows for creative expression, for joy, for desire, expansion, and transformation. All of these things are elements that are associated with our sacral chakra. It's located in the lower abdominal region, so we'll be working a lot with the pelvis, exploring various actions, finding that creative sense of flow throughout the practice, utilizing repetition, and drawing upon the breath to help thread the movement together. I really want to encourage you to feel things out and adapt the practice to suit your needs. Maintain curiosity throughout and see what happens along the way. This time on your mat is about you. So support yourself where you are, make any additions or omissions as you see fit, and have some fun with it. Again, this class is about bringing joy and enrichment into your experience. So take steps to cultivate that for yourself here on your mat. Let's begin in a supine position. That's back down, belly up, crown of the head towards the back of the room, feet towards the front. Beginning in our supine position, eyes completely closed or soft gaze. Bring your elbows in towards your side body, press down, lift up, draw your shoulder blades underneath you, lengthen through the sides of your neck. Now place your hands in a diamond shape, thumbs and index finger touching. Pinky fingers along those hip creases, just below your belly button. Seal the lips, take a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, release. Settling into this space, establishing that connection with our breath as we continue to breathe in and out. Let's begin to find a little weight shift through the hips. So maybe coming to the right and to the left, maybe creating something of a figure eight, maybe lift and lower through your low back. Again, this doesn't have to look any certain sort of way. I want you to just begin to find this freedom of movement, this creative flow through your pelvis. Notice how that's connected to your spine, especially the lumbar low back area. Notice how engagement or relaxation through the glutes, maybe pressure through those feet, can open up new shapes and new invitations for you. As you inhale, extend your arms overhead, lift your low back away from the floor. So think cow back. As you exhale, press down into your feet, lift your hips up. Hands are going to come to the tops of your thighs. Apply pressure down through your palms, squeeze through those glutes. Again, inhale, lower down, kick those hip points back, extend your arms overhead, cow. Exhale, we're coming through neutral, pressing down, lifting up, pressing into the palms, lifting through that midline of the body. Imagine squeezing a ball together with your thighs. Inhale, extend as you lower. Exhale, press down, squeeze, strong lift through your bridge. With your next breath in, lower the hips down, pull your right knee in towards your nose, extend that leg towards the ceiling. Take a breath in, lift your shoulder blades up, walk your hand up the length of the back of the thigh. As you exhale, hold on to whatever you have and lower your shoulders down towards the floor. We'll do this for 3 breath cycles. Inhale, coming up, and exhale, lowering down. Again, breathing in, walking up. Exhale, lowering down. Maybe add a little wiggle through those hips. Now let's cross the ankle over the opposite thigh. Your left foot might come in slightly. Coming into our figure 4 bridge. Hands can come alongside, press down, squeeze the glute, lift those hips up. As you exhale, lower down. Pull everything in close. So knee towards the nose, arms can come around that right shin, help crunch it in, get that stretch through the outer hip. Lower down, lifting through your single leg, figure 4 bridge. Lower, pull in. This is a reclined version of our pigeon pose. One more time, lower, lift, lower the hips, and pull things in. Wonderful. This time, see if you can cradle, hooking around with those biceps. Maybe you can extend your left leg towards the ceiling. Otherwise, just let that left foot come down to the floor. Add a little bit of movement, side to side. Maybe shrugs through the shoulders. Maybe roll all the way onto one side and onto the other. Again, just finding your flow here, your own creative exploration. Before returning to center, hand to the pinky edge of that foot. Lower your left leg down to the mat and open your right knee to the side. Roll that shoulder down and back. Ardha Ananda Balasana, half happy baby. Try to drive those fingertips down into the sole of the foot. Try to maintain length through the crown of your head. If your chin is jutting up, either bend this bottom knee, find a slight tuck through your pelvis, and then pull your chin in, elongating through the crown of your head. Wonderful job. Lower your right leg down, pull your left knee in, extend that leg up, walk up the back of that thigh, of that calf, and as you exhale, lower down, pull it in with you. Inhale to lift, and exhale to lower. Again, inhale, lifting, crawling up, and exhaling, lowering down, maybe finding some movement, maybe coming all the way to one side and to the other. Figure 4 shape and finding our bridge. Press down, lift up, squeeze that glute, lower down, pull in, close the gap, maybe hug in close. Lower the foot, lifting the hips, lowering the hips, pulling the shin in towards the chest. One more time, lower the foot, lifting the hips. This time, lowering the hips, pulling and cradling. Extend through the right leg. Add that movement. Maybe you're looking side to side, maybe a little figure 8 through the shoulders, little weight shift, bringing it to one side and to the other. You might have to get creative with that right leg to guide that weight shift. Have some fun with it. My son, he is 10 years old and he rolls all over my living room. Sometimes I look at him, he's getting tall. He's almost as tall as me and he is just crazy rolling around. That's something of what we are doing here today. Half happy baby, extend through the right leg. Open the sole of the left foot towards the ceiling. Roll that shoulder back. Let that knee come down alongside your torso. Breathing deeply in and out. Wonderful job. Let's bring both of our knees in towards our chest. Take a little rock and roll up into a seat. So send those legs over, roll through the entire length of your spine, bringing it forward, bringing it backward, and landing with our torso upright. Hands come alongside your hips, lift and send your hips back. We're going to take a little walk forward and back, waking up these muscles along the lateral lines of our body. So you need to shift your weight all the way over to one side, lift and scoot forward. You can use your hands to help you out here. It can be a bit awkward at first. It's kind of like I'm making this figure 8, and that movement is traveling from my hips all the way up along the length of my torso. Take it to the back of your mats. Little walk, little walk. Once you've come all the way to the back, or at least most of the way, cross over those shins and come through your tabletop position. Toes are tucked under. Go ahead and look over your right shoulder. Kick your hips to the right. Now bring it to the left. Get that side body stretch. Bringing it to the right, pressing into the left palm, and to the left, press into the right palm. One more time, to the right and to the left. Wonderful. Shift those hips towards the heels. Walk your hands out. As you inhale, round forward through your cat back. Now melt your hips down, pull your shoulders back, bend through the elbows, bring your gaze out in front of you. Press your head back as if you're pushing against a headrest. Exhale, tuck your chin in, rolling through the spine, coming into your tuck toe child's pose. Again, rolling, bringing it forward. Breathing in at the top. Exhaling, bringing it back one more time. Inhale, heart open, extension through the entire length of the spine. And exhale, drawing it back. This time as you come forward, tuck the toes, lift the knees, send the hips high, downward facing dog. I'm going to invite you to create a figure 8 shape through your hips and then let everything else come along for the ride. Sometimes we're lifting up through the hips and then just finding a bend through the knees. I want you to find fluidity initiating from the pelvis here. Okay, let's root down through those feet. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. So think cat. Now, lift your tailbone up. Imagine you are a peacock spreading your feathers, showing that tail off. Exhale, tucking it under. Inhale, lifting it up, finding those pelvic tilts. Tuck, this is a posterior, and lift. This is an anterior. Wonderful. One more time. Tuck the pelvis under. Lift the pelvis up. Beautiful job. Now, tilt to the left and tilt to the right. Tilt to the left. It's a very nuanced movement. It won't look very big. To the right, left, and the right. All right, tuck it forward. Tilt to the right, lift, tilt to the left. Tuck, right, lift, and left. Smooth this out. We're creating this big circle movement through the pelvis. Wonderful. Let's reverse. Right, tuck, left, and lift. Right, tuck, left, and lift. You can always place your knees down and do this in a tabletop if you prefer, if you're still figuring this one out. Wonderful job. Returning through center. Try to keep your legs pretty straight as you take tiny steps to the top of the mat, finding Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Imagine looking over a cliff. We are calling upon the muscles along the back line of the body to help us do that. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, release. Again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and release. One more time, breathing in, lifting up halfway. Exhale and release. This time, bend through the knees, roll up to standing, send those arms overhead. I want you to lift and spread all 10 of your toes. Feel the balls of your feet press into the floor, your heels press down. Imagine sucking energy up as if your inner arch is a suction cup and using that energy to expand vertically. Now as you exhale, piano key those toes down. Find your diamond shape at the lower abdomen. Press your head against the headrest. Wonderful job. Inhale, send your arms high, lift the toes up. Exhale, piano key down. This time hinge through those hips, finding your halfway lift. And finally, folding fully forward at the top of your mat. With a breath in, shift all of the weight to the left. Float your right leg up. We are in a standing split. You can be on fingertips. You can be up on blocks. You can even be high, maybe your couch, where you have something in front of you to help you out. As you exhale, pull that knee in towards the nose, soft bend through your left leg, crunch it in tight. Let's inhale, extend. It's like we're doing a cat-cow here. Exhale, pulling it in, tight. One more time, inhale, and exhale, pulling it in. Wonderful. Inhale, extend, Generous bend, lower those toes down, lower your knee down. Inhale, send your arms high, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, cactus through those arms. As you extend your arms out, swivel on that knee, press into your front foot, find a grounded warrior two. Take a breath in, reverse this. With your breath out, straighten your front leg, pull those toes towards your nose, and then cartwheel your arms, left fingertips down, right arm extends over. You do not have to come low. Imagine somebody reaching your right fingertips towards the front of the room. Keep the chest open. With your next breath in, lower those front toes, lower your right hand to the back, extend your left fingertips overhead. We're stretching the opposite side. Close off, glide around. You need to swivel on that back shin, turn those front toes, bend your front knee, create some space, walking that foot to the left side, plant your right hand, tuck your right toes under. I know, so much stuff. And then lift your left arm towards the ceiling. Let's exhale, reaching it down, maybe underneath your body or out alongside you as you straighten through the front leg. Inhale, bend. Maybe you lower the knee down and peel your front knee open. Exhale, tuck, lift, reach underneath. Again, breathing in and breathing out. Wonderful. With your next breath in, shift the weight forward. You can lower your hand down to the ground. We're going to step our right foot outside the right hand and sit the hips low. Malasana. Lift all 10 toes, spread them out. Shift the weight towards those heels. See if you can sit up taller. Imagine pressing your feet through the floor. Lower your toes down. Let those hips sink down lower. Wonderful. Hands come down, forward fold, heel toe the feet towards one another. Inhale, bend, rise up, lift those toes at the top. Exhale, diamond shape, toes land down. Inhale, extend the arms. Exhale, swan dive, hinge, Uttanasana. An inhale floats your left leg up this time. Exhale, crunch it in. Close the gap, knee to nose, belly to thigh. Inhale, sending it up. Exhale, pulling in. One more time, breathing in, standing split. Breathing out, pulling in, hugging close. This time, extend the leg. Toes tap down, knee lands down, arms rise up, Anjaney. Exhale, cactus through those arms. Now gather your hands at heart center, press down into your front foot, lift your back foot, swivel to the left, and bring your arms parallel to the mat. Grounded, warrior two. Inhale to reverse. Straighten your front leg. You're gonna have to glide that knee forward, lifting your toes up. Exhale. Reach towards the front. Maintain length through your left side body rather than dipping down into this here. We want to elongate that entire left side. Reach it long, long, long. Now gate pose to the back. Toes come down, hand comes down. Extend your right arm overhead. Shift your hips forward. Weight in that pinky toe. Bringing it to the front. Pivoting on your back knee, make sure you have some room. Heel toeing your right foot over, making adjustments as you go. Tuck, lift through the left. Send your right arm towards the ceiling for a twist. Now, straighten through your front leg, reaching alongside or underneath your body. This is going to depend upon the width of your hips, width of your shoulders. Inhale, lower. Maybe your knee comes down. Maybe you peel open through a crooked lizard. Exhale, long pyramid. Again, breathing in, so smooth, and breathing out. Breathe in to bend, reach the right arm forward, tap the hand down, step up, sit low. Malasana, lift all 10 toes. Vertical extension, weight shift towards those heels. Exhale, hands down, heel toe, forward fold at the top. Inhale, roll to standing. Lift the toes, lift the fingers. Exhale, diamond, toes down. Inhale, send your arms high. Exhale, Uttanasana, folding forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, plant those hands, stepping back into a plank. Send your hips high, downward facing dog. Now as you inhale, come forward to a plank. Bend your knees, drop your heels to the right. Stamp that left foot down into the ground and shift the weight back. I'm pressing into my left palm, into my left foot, trying to get extension through that left side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bring it to the opposite side. Stamp your right foot down. Ooh, big reach through those right fingertips. One more time each side. Inhale and exhale. Maybe you get lower to the ground. Inhale and exhale. In fact, I'm going to do this one more cycle each way. Breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. Inhale, come through center. Bring your feet in close. Lower your knees down. Narrow tabletop. Bring your hips all the way to the right. Look over your left shoulder. Bring them to the left. Look over the right shoulder. One more time each side. You can bend through those elbows. And left. Wonderful. Center, tuck, lift. Hips go high. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing. Bring it to the top of your mat, however you would like to get there. As you inhale, lift up halfway. As you exhale, lowering down, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, lift all 10 of your toes. Exhale, lower down, plant those toes into the mat. Inhale, rising up, shift all of your weight to the left. Bring your right knee in with you. Exhale, straighten your right leg, hover your right foot off of the mat. Elbows come in. Imagine you are lifting a tray up, holding something heavy in your palms. We are using the muscles along the side body here to find that hike through the hip. So it's just a subtle hip hike. Wonderful. Now swim through warrior three. Send your arms out in front of you. Hinge through those hips. Slide the arms alongside the torso. Soft bend, tap your toes down. Inhale, Alanasana, high lunge. Exhale, cactus. We're going to gather things in. Heel comes to the ground. Find your warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Straighten through your front leg, reverse triangle. Exhale, bring your arms parallel to the floor. I want you to pause here. Make sure you have a soft bend through your front leg. And then reach your left fingertips towards the front of the room. You should be rooting down through your back foot, but feeling that extension and that length along your side body. Once you can't reach anymore, lower your hands to the thigh, to the shin, to a block. Extend your right arm towards the ceiling. Maybe palm down, reach that arm overhead again, staying soft through your front leg. Inhale, open through the chest. As you exhale, bend through your front knee. Lower your right hand down, pivot on your right foot. I'm shifting the weight really far forward, and then as you exhale, straighten, drawing your left hip back, scissoring your inner thighs as your right hip shifts forward. Circle your left arm towards the ceiling for a twist. Beautiful. Let's bend, reach really far forward, and straighten. Twisting open. So just like we did in our grounded flow, one more time, bend and reach, straighten, draw those hips back, square them up, and circle. This time as you bend, shift, lift through your back leg. We're in our standing split. Exhale, crunching it in, tight, tight, tight. And then lower that foot down, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lift all 10 of your toes. Press the balls of the feet down. Extend through the spine. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, shift all the weight right. Lift your left leg up. Exhale, float the foot. Hip hike, elbows, palms lift. Press your head against the headrest. Extend the arms out in front of you. Swim the arms back. Warrior three. Tap the toes down. Inhale, Alanasana. You can exhale, cactus, and then open those arms into your warrior two. What I don't want you to do is maintain this back bend into your warrior. So if you cactus, draw those hands in and then find your extension through your spine. Inhale, reverse, straighten. Exhale, bring those arms parallel, soft bend through this front leg, reach towards the front, lower down, extend over. Trikonasana, triangle pose. Stay for a breath in. Exhale, generous bend, lower the left hand, pivot left foot, circle your right arm open as you begin to straighten through your right leg. Now bend, reach out in front of you, shifting forward, straighten, squaring through the hips and lifting. Bend and reach. It's this wave-like movement, circling all the way around. Beautiful. One more time. Bend, reach, straighten, draw that left hip forward, right hip back, scissor inner thighs. This time, hand comes up front, lift that back leg up, crunch it in, hold it tight. I want you to lift all the way up this time. Knee as high as you can get it. Exhale, serve the tray. Hover the foot. Whoo. Now lower down. Feel how those roots, how that weight shift affects things. Inhale, lift up, 10 toes. Exhale, ground them down, hinge, Uttanasana. Lift the weight to the left. Inhale, right knee rises. Exhale, find your float. Inhale, warrior three, Virabhadrasana. Exhale, tap down, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Let's inhale, reverse your triangle. Exhale, meet me through center, shifting forward, lower the hand, extend over. So we're smoothing out these transitions now. Bend, plant, pivot, reach, now straighten, drive back. You can come up to a block in this revolved pyramid pose. Bend, reach it forward. We're going to do this a second time. Circling around, reaching over. Wonderful. Bend, lift, floating your back leg this time. Pull it in, rise all the way up to standing. Very, very strong, very, very solid, pressing that left leg through the floor. Find your hover, find your float. Hip hike, diamond, weight shift. Stay for a breath in and out. Inhale, lift the arms, lift the toes. Exhale, lower and dive. Inhale, shifting the weight to the right, rolling up, bringing that left knee with you. Exhale, finding your hover for a moment. Inhale, swimming it back. Exhale, lowering, taking a breath in through your high lunge and a breath out through your warrior two. Breathing in to reverse your triangle. Breathing out, finding your reach, your side body extension, and then cartwheeling the hands forward. Bending, lowering, circling, straightening, drawing those hips back, finding the twist through your spine. Let's bend and reach, straighten and twist. This time, hands land down, float, standing, split, pull the knee in, rise up, press that right foot through the ground, lifting energy vertically. Find your float and weight shift, meeting me at the top. Head against that headrest. Gaze soft, maybe eyes closed. Notice what you're noticing. Now I want you to soften through the knees. Find a little sway side to side. Maybe you're creating a semicircle or a figure eight through the hips. You can let go of the arms, let them come along with you. I like to almost row it back, drawing a big circle with my elbows. This is a little weird, this is a little funky, okay? Get all of that weight to the right pinky edge of the foot, all of it to the left, all of it to the right, and all of it to the left. Meet me through the center as you are ready. Roll those shoulders down and back. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge fold. Plant, make your way through your plank and into your downward facing dog. Step the feet together. Inhale, right heel lifts. Bend that knee, stack that hip open. Exhale, pull the knee to the wrist. Shin lowers down. Glide the left knee back, finding your pigeon pose. And then find some movement here. You can shift onto the hip. You can add a bit of a twist, looking over the shoulder. Maybe you tuck and lift through your tail. You can also figure 8 or circle through those hips. Sit onto your right hip, pull the sole of the foot in, taking a side body stretch to the back. Stay active through your left toes. Thread your right arm underneath. You can press the back of your elbow against your inner thigh to leverage your chest open, and then extend that right arm overhead. Stay rooted through the left side. If you're very far from your toes, do not sweat it. If you want to try to close that gap, grab a strap or close off, reach for the pinky edge or the big toe with your 2 fingers, and then begin to peel open. Be mindful of the sensation that you're getting here. Don't take things too far. We don't want to bother anything. We're just looking for that experience through the side body, through the outer hips, probably through the hamstrings as well. Closing off towards the floor, take a big glide around, shift onto your right hip, swivel to face the front, a little bit of momentum there. Cross your left ankle over and then sit towards the left. I want you to find a twist. I'm okay with if you round your spine versus sitting up tall. In fact, I'm going to encourage you to do it so that you can get into those little areas that maybe don't get a lot of attention, especially when we're thinking about executing a posture properly. Sometimes all of this free movement will go out the window, okay? So form is great. It is valuable in all things, whether you're lifting heavy weights, light weights, working with body weight, doing yoga. Let's bring our shins parallel to the top of the mat. You can have your knee atop or your ankle above the knee, or bring your heel out in front. It's up to you. Double pigeon sukhasana. However, finding these funky movements, moving to the beat of music and engaging in that conversation. So building your own body literacy, which is unique to you. We all have individual accents, individual intonations, inflections. We all do things in our own way. It's so important, and it's going to travel over into everything else that you do, all right? So let it be funky, let it be weird. Wonderful. Cross through the ankles, send it back, downward facing dog. Lift the left leg, bend and stack. Pull it through, knee to wrist, pigeon, gliding back. You can work your front shin towards parallel. You can move around here, make it look more like a 90-90 if you want, more like something not as pigeon-like. That is just the springboard that we are using for this exploration. Let's sit onto the hip. Side body stretch. One side might be very different than the other. So this side is much tighter for me. I'm going to leverage here. I'm going to use my palm on the same side to encourage myself to open up. Now I'm going to extend the arm. If that is too much, drop it all together. You can even bring the hand behind and then press the elbow open. That's more intense for me. Changes where I feel things. Press the back of the head into the palm. Breath in wherever you are. Now let's fold down into it, bringing it around, crossing this foot over, maybe spinning so your knee is facing the front of the mat, and then press down into that foot, maybe close over. You can press down into that hip. You can work towards your double pigeon for a moment. Maybe you'd rather get that twist. You can add a cat and a cow. As you're ready, double pigeon or sukhasana, stacking your shins. We want to be mindful of our knee supporting underneath. Might help take some tension out of it. If you're feeling anything tweaky on either side, on the front or on the back, set that foot down in front. If cross-legged position is not comfortable for you, please sit on a block. That is perfectly okay. A pillow. If that still does not work for you, go ahead and come into a position like this and work through some windshield wipes. When we're limited in our hips, that tension that we're trying to get into those areas is going to travel down towards the knee or even the ankles. And we don't want to target those areas, nor do we want to aggravate anything that we might have going on there. Let's bring our feet out in front of us this time. Ground through those toes, roll your weight down. Wonderful. You're gonna finish off with some plow stuff. So like a baby halasana is what I like to call this. Another one that you need to be mindful of. So pull your knees in, press into your elbows, and pop your hips up. You can use your hands for support underneath or at the front of your hip points here. Rather than going for the gold and sending your hips above your shoulders, I want you to lean back until you find that place in your back muscles that are getting the stretch. So for me, right about here, I stretch areas that I don't normally get length in, okay? I can come all the way up into more of a dead man's position, but those areas are more accessible for me. It's easier for me. Getting this low back area is not something that I experience very much. So I'm modifying my pose, not going into a more expanded version of it so that I can be better served by it. And sometimes that's what we need to do in our practice, but we don't know until we start moving things around. Okay, let's bring our feet over to one side and over to the other. So whatever you want to do with your hands, bring them to one side and to the other. Bring it to one side. Maybe your hand comes on the inside. Woo, I get a big old stretch when I do that. And to the other, hand to the pinky edge. Ooh. And finally, extend those legs overhead far as you can. Maybe bending through the knees. Maybe they land down next to the ears. Breathe into that constriction. Now extend through the legs, hands to the pinky edge. I want you to control this roll out. I press into the soles of my feet with my fingertips, pressing one part of my spine down at a time. Hold. So taking your time, landing in a happy baby. Knees stay bent, thighs open up, and plug those shoulders down. If you want to have some fun here, you can bend and straighten through the legs. You can roll all the way over to one side, all the way over to the other. I was hanging out with my sisters this past weekend, and they have little babies. My little babies are now not so little anymore, being 10 and up. And those happy babies, they aren't in this position. They are eating those toes. They're checking things out. They're getting in crazy positions with the legs. So we're doing a little bit about that here, exploring that bliss for ourselves, simply for the sake of it. Bring the soles of the feet together, pull away, creating space along the sides of your neck. And finally, let's lower the pinky edges of the feet down to the floor. Diamond shape through those palms here as well. Press down, roll your shoulder blades under. Elongate through your side body, sides of your neck especially. And let's land in this position. Notice anything that's gripping. Notice those glutes. Maybe give them a squeeze and then relax them. Maybe your knees open up towards the floor more. If your spine is feeling a bit of compression here in this position, then close your legs, bring your feet wide, and drop your knees in towards one another. You might tuck your tail underneath you for a moment and see if that relieves some of the pressure. You can also apply some gentle pressure to the tops of those hips, especially if you are in this open leg position. Maybe you even windshield wipe in one side and then the other. Again, work with where you are. You know yourself best. teachers, classes, we're just guides. All we're doing is making suggestions, but you're in charge of putting those things into action. Wherever you are, I invite you to stay for the next few moments, absorb everything that we did in that practice. Occupy this new space that you've created for yourself. You can drop back into your breathing, working to elongate your exhalations, especially in your own time, returning to a side, finding a seated position, and finishing off with a few moments of breath, a few inhales and exhales there as well. As you're feeling ready, whether you're still reclined or you've found another position, go ahead and bring your hands to your heart, to your belly. You can stay in that diamond shape if you'd like. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Audible sigh. Exhale, letting it out through the mouth. Again, deep breath in. Audible sigh, exhaling, letting it out. And last one, deep breath in, sending out that invitation for all of those desires that you have, creating space to be filled with experience, enriched by the world around you. And exhale, sigh it out, working with your surroundings, enmeshing yourself in that experience and engaging in that dance, that flow of energy that's constantly happening around us, whether we are aware of it or not. Take a moment, acknowledge your practice, express gratitude to your body. Thank you so much for being here with me today. If you enjoyed this class, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for the next installment in this series going through the chakras, and I'll see you here again soon.